Hello viewers, welcome to my channel of biotechnology, tutorial and research lab. Hope that everybody is fine. Title of my presentation today is Biodiesel and Bioethanol production from freshwater algae, means macroalgae. This is very interesting topic nowadays. Before starting, you are requested to be subscribed to my channel to find latest and updated as well as innovative research data in future. This will be most important for the student, academician and researcher, those who are doing research in this regard and those who are doing lecture in this regard, means in the field of biotechnology. Let's move to my topic. Research background. We can see here the use of renewable energy is a better chance. The global warming issue is caused by using excessive fossil fuels. Renewable clean energy and bioresources fuel are required for sharing with fossil fuels to reduce the carbon monoxide, nitrous oxide emissions. Common agricultural feedstocks or waste such as macroalgae, spirogyra species. Also nowadays microalgae can be used. Also waste of sugarcanes, potatoes, pineapples, wild crops and maize and rice debris can be used to produce bioethanol biodiesels. Hossain and Fazliny 2010. Bioethanol has been increased from 3.7 to 5.4% in 2007 and 2008. So this is the background of our research. Now we can see global warming, pollutions by emitting smokes from vehicles, different types of vehicles. We can see smokes come out, environment polluted by car smoking in India, environment polluted by smokes from ships, and environment polluted by bus smokes, and also this is the algae emissions exhaust in China. So this is the topics we can see here. Also other polluted environment and movements be difficult in the roads and ways. A lot of smoke sometimes it prevails in the city or town, so in different countries, and it is very difficult to move sometimes. Environment is polluted by excessive vehicle emissions in different countries, India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Moscow, Beijing, also other UK, other European countries. We can see Malaysia also, Indonesia. Also greenhouse gas, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, nitrous oxide, hydrocarbon gases increased by vehicle emissions. That's why environment can be polluted. Greenhouse gas increases and affect human health, causes inhaling problem. Inhaling lot of gases, smokes causes inhaling problem to the peoples. Then air pollutions and global warming also increased by the smokes from factory, from cars, from mills and industries. Now we can see the data of countries by 2007 to 2009 emissions, annual carbon dioxide emissions percentage of global 100%. We can see that the emission was the highest in China, and then USA, India and other countries, Japan, then gradually went to lower percentage. Then we can see here from the emission from fuel consumption. International Energy Agency 2010 they reported this. Also air toxic emissions also you can see here. Gasoline vehicles 14%, diesel vehicles 10%, other gases 2%. Also gasoline truck and minivan 44%. Air and Environment 2009 USA, they reported this. You can see different sources of biofuels. Also in 2000 we introduced this biofuels, three types of biofuels: biodiesels, bioethanol, and biogas. So these three types. So one bioethanol is from starch, sugar, cellulose bearing biomass. It cannot be from oil bearing biomass, but biodiesel from oil and fat bearing biomass. This is biodiesel, this is bioethanol. And gas is also from the starch, sugar, cellulose and bearing biomass, biogas also. Then we can see here oil bearing biomass like waste, vegetable oil, soybean oil, palm oil, sunflower oil, corn oil, rice bran oil. Then animal fats, chicken fats, guts, fish waste, fish oil. This is also bioethanol, starch or sugar or cellulose bearing biomass, orange, dates, fruits waste, cooking garbage, sugarcane husk, sugar beet husk, corn shell, algae biomass, algal oil, pineapple peels, banana skin, potato waste, rotten potato, rotten fruits and rotten vegetables, mango, peel and pulp, and others. So this is the sources of biofuels. Available biomass sources also. We can see here types of biomass: wood fuel, rubbish, alcohol fuel, crops, landfill gas. So this is different types of sources also. We can see a biofuel produced by biomass. Different biomasses like algae biomass and bioethanol can be produced from this algae biomass. Two types of algae, one is macroalgae and microalgae. So macroalgae usually freshwater algae. We can see we can find it in our environment, in the lakes, river, ponds, and wet place. So we can collect it, and then bioethanol can be produced. Biodiesel and bioethanol can be produced. So biodiesel can be produced from the algal oil after extraction of oil, and bioethanol can be produced from the cellulose based residue, cellulose based biomass. Two types of fuels can be obtained from this algae. Now you can see here also algal biomass. From this biomass we can produce by different process: methanol, hydrogens, after diesel, and bioelectricity also can be produced from this algae. This is also one kind of important topics in future. Nowadays also in the world, many countries they are trying to produce commercially. So in future it will be very available in the society. So we can see here also biomass flow diagram. Biomass from algal biomass we can produce into bioproducts, materials, different types of materials, biomaterials can be produced, and then from these biomaterials like and biofuels also enzymatic hydrolysis, and then lignin produced biopower, pyrolysis and gasifications, biopower, and biofuels enzymatic hydrolysis also you can do biofuels by biodiesels and from the oil, and then bioproducts we can produce here biofuel means bioethanol and biodiesel, and gasification also biogas also, and then here also bioproducts also can be produced like biomaterials, different types of biomaterials like cellulose productions. Cellulose productions can be done from this algae. So this is new topics. and also fuel cell to generate bioelectricity. It can be done. Now you can see biodiesel station in Gage and Australia, in different countries. Then also here bioenergy flow chart, we can see the waste, semi-solid waste and other solid waste can be used for biofuels. You can see here biomaterials, bioethanol and biopower can be produced from this different types of feedstocks. Algae also can be used for the production of biomaterials and bioethanol and biopower. So here a microbial fuel cell is a device that converts chemical energy to electrical energy by catalytic reactions of microorganisms like yeast and bacteria. It is called biofuel cell or microbial fuel cells to generate electricity. Also anode and cathode, different types, and membrane, and then different types of the plants grown and plant waste fermentations, and then can be produced here. After that power can be produced. It is using a microbial fuel cell or biofuel cell. So different types of biomass can be used. Also algal biomass also can be used. Waste management, significance of the research: waste management, recycling process, renewable and sustainable energy, saving environment, economically benefits. So economic benefits also: biodiesel reduces emission of carbon monoxide, hydrocarbons, sulfur dioxide, and the different persons. Economic arguments: this it is economic. Also, it is increasing apparently that small scale, localized, low impact energy keep more resources within communities, reduce damage to the environments, or reduce pollution to the environments, and requires waste management. The flow chart also here we can see different types of flow chart. This is the photosynthesis. This is the sunlight. This sunlight photosynthesis using sunlight photosynthesis occurs. Then plants by through photosynthesis sugars can be produced. So then plant crops, fruits and biomass can produce the sugars. Then primary producer, this is called primary producer. Then secondary producer, man. Then animal fats and biomasses use. Then these kinds of then animal fats and these two biomasses, waste oil and biomass can be used. Vegetable oil, kitchen garbage, and animals fats and biomasses can be used. So biodiesel and bioethanol can be produced. Biofuel cell electricity productions, and then also the biodiesel. Some biodiesel can be used by vehicles. Then heat energy produced. After that engine start. When engine start, then again another engine run. When engine run, then carbon dioxide also as a emissions, carbon dioxide comes out, and then this plants again this carbon dioxide used for the plant intake this carbon dioxide, and then release oxygen. So this is the called bioenergy flow chart. Hossain et al. 2007 we introduced this flow chart. Then we can see carbon dioxide reduction flow chart, biodiesel, bioethanol using algae. Hossain et al. 2008 we can see the same procedure. Sun energy, then photosynthesis, then algae, renewable sources algae produced. Then after algae produced oil extraction. After the collection of algae, oil can be extracted from algae, and protein residues and the residues. This is the cellulase residues, algae. So oil can be used for the biodiesel, and these residues can be used for the bioethanol. And then glycerins also glycerin products also can be used for industrial use as a bioproducts for biomaterials. Then renewable fuels can be used for the engine existing technology. This fuel can be used in the car, and carbon dioxide, they release carbon dioxide in the car as emissions. Then again this carbon dioxide can be used by the plants, lower plants and higher plants like algae, also other plants. And again, they start the energy process. The energy process through the photosynthesis. So this is the flow chart of carbon dioxide reactions and productions both. So this is the topics we can and we can see here. Now present stage of bioethanol and biodiesels. Norway, they produced benzene 95, but they use 5% ethanol, bioethanol in the car. Also other countries, they use 5%, 10%, 15%, 20% bioethanol. Diesel also, e-diesels, e-diesels also 7%, 8%. They are using by changing some modification of the engine. So bioethanol widely used in the US and Brazil. You can see here. Then this is the in Germany, Malaysia, and Brazil also they are using biodiesels. So Brazil and US also they are now they established the E85 and different types of biofuels. This is called the stations, gas stations of the subtle results to produce a clean and convenient diesel and the bioethanol from the algal oil and algal biomass to supply energy from non-food crops, biomass and waste to run vehicles smoothly in terms of fuel shortage, to convert easily used cooking oil biomass into a biodiesel, ester-based fuel cell, ethanol-based fuel actually here to convert easily cooking oil also algae can be changed to save environment from greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, nitrous oxide, hydrocarbon to reduce the gas emissions of harmful pollutant to generate power electricity from algae biomass. So you can see here the gasification, transesterification process, 3 hours, 300 rpm. Then this is triglyceride from algal oil, and then we use the catalyst sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, and then glycerin and methyl ester. Glycerin, this is biodiesel, and this is glycerin, and then residue. So the residue can be used for the bioethanol production. This is called transesterification reaction. After reaction, it was kept overnight for selecting down separations of biodiesel and glycerin, methyl ester, dry washed by magnesium carbonate, drying at 55 degrees centigrade in the incubator for 1 hour and storage. So now experimental biodiesel production from freshwater algae, spirogyra species. Sample collection. Algae were collected from the University of Malaya Lakes, Malaysia. Oil collection. The algae were air dried and ground in mortar and pestle before extraction with hexane and ether 70% of the samples to extract the oil. The mixture was kept for 72 hours for settling. The biomass was then collected after filtration oil. Evaporation. The extracted oil was evaporated in vacuum to release hexane and ether using a rotary evaporator. Biodiesel productions. The mixture of the catalyst and methane, 5% of sodium hydroxide alone and 5% of sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide together mixed with 150 ml methanol was poured into extracted the algal oil 1:3 algae is to methanol in a conical flask and stirred for 1 hour. Transesterification. The conical flask was then shaked for 4 hours using an electric shaker at 300 rpm. After shaking, the solutions was kept for 24 days to settle. Separation. The biodiesel was carefully separated for sediment by a flash separator. The volume of the sediments, glycerins and the pigments and biodiesel was measured. The biodiesel was washed out with 5% water and magnesium carbonate until it was clean and dried at 80 degrees centigrade in the oven dried for 2 hours. The biodiesel produced was measured by using measuring cylinder and stored for analysis. So the biodiesel production process in the algae collections. This is my student, PhD student. He already completed PhD and also master student. They completed the drying collection the algae and dried the algae in the laboratory. Oil extraction process here. You can see the oil separation from biomass. This is the biomass, this is the oil, and this is the transesterification, shaking and produced by biodiesel. This is the shaking hours, 2 hours to 3 hours, and then this is the biodiesels. This is by sodium hydroxide and sodium hydroxide plus phosphorus hydroxide. This is the main things the oils, structured oil, and this is the called residue, cellulose based biomass. This is most important topic. Result, and we can see the spirogyra species. Uh, Fresh weight 4.2 kg means 100%, dry weight 2 kg means 49.2%, extracted oil 10%, biomass 90%. Then we can see different types of retention person relatives. Conversion rate 91.5%. In different palmolic acid, stearic acid, oleic acid, linoleic acid, palmolic acid, stearic acid, oleic acid, linoleic acid, and mixture catalyst and single catalyst, mixture of catalyst. So this is the single catalyst, sodium hydroxide, metabolism hydroxide plus potassium hydroxide. So it is we have seen here unidentified 87. So we can see a total 91.5% to 87.1%. In the single catalyst it was 87, and it is lower than mixture of catalyst. Mixture of catalyst was 91.5%. Then we can see the effect of catalyst on biodiesels. Then here you can see biodiesel yield was higher in the mixture of catalyst than single catalyst. Then we can see here viscosity also was higher in mixture of catalyst than single of catalyst. Total number was lower in single of catalyst than in the mixture of catalyst than single of catalyst. So it is good biodiesel and significantly difference, statistically significantly difference. So here difference metal contents of biodiesel produced under optimum condition and in contrast with standard values, STM standard and EN standard. Different types of like ferrous, sodium, calcium, magnesium, potassium, also others. It was under the standard values. So here bioethanol production from algae biomass. Now this is two parts. From algae we can produce biodiesel and also bioethanol. Be clear, because many scientists or many researchers are doing mistake here. They don't know about this topic. Sometimes they are doing the research, but they don't know details. That's why this algae can be used for biodiesel and bioethanol. So nowadays all of the world people are doing biodiesel, but bioethanol, this is the new topic that we can use the this is called the cellulose based biomass. This biomass is cellulose based biomass, and this is the oil based biomass. So this oil can be used for biodiesel, and this residue cellulose based this biomass can be used for bioethanol productions and gasifications. By gasifications it can be produced gas also. So materials method: algae will be ground paste with different water percentage. Then cellulose enzyme will be added at different concentrations. Sometimes amylase also can be used. Sample will be kept in incubator at different temperature, and then at different pH. It's called enzymatic hydrolysis fermentations. And then we can see here hydrolysis reaction process in anaerobic conditions. This is the glucose, cellulose, then cellulase enzymes or amylase enzymes can be used, and ethyl alcohol carbon dioxide produced. Slowly carbon dioxide was removed by opening lid of Scott bottle. After hydrolysis, bioethanol will be filtered and separated from biomass. Finally, bioethanol yield will be measured. Then this is the procedure of producing bioethanol. So this is the very important topics. So this bioethanol also we can produce bioethanol by using the nanoparticles. This algae, the most important, this cellulose based algae can be converted to nano-sized particle, means nanocellulose particle. This nanocellulose particle can be used for the bioethanol productions, and it will be more effective. Nowadays this is the new topics, very innovative topics for the researcher. So we can use this nanocellulose. Also we can produce the nano-sized particles, nanocellulose, and natural products, bioproducts from this algae. So using different types of bioprocess technology. bioprocess technology. So be clear, from this algae we can produce biodiesel, we can produce bioethanol, we can produce biogas, we can produce uh, biomaterials, it means organic materials or bioproducts materials like uh, nanocellulose, cellulose productions from algae. But the procedure is different. Okay, conclusion. Algae are economic choice for biodiesel and bioethanol production, also as well as biomaterials productions. Waste can be recycled to clean the environment. Having this technology and energy can be renewed and sustained. It used lead to a lower fuel consumption and reduced emissions of the environmental unfriendly gases, namely carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, hydrocarbon, and nitrous oxide. The production of biodiesel, bioethanol, and bioproducts, organic products or biomaterials obtained from these waste sources like algae can be used as transportation fuels, blended with pure diesels and electricity fuel cells also from biodiesels. Biodiesel based ethanol can be produced. So this is the in conclusion again I can explain the last topic, that algae is the most important macroalgae and microalgae. So for these two types of algae can be used for biodiesel productions, bioethanol productions, and oil. Extracted oil can be produced for biodiesel, and bioethanol can be produced from the cellulose based uh, residue, means algal biomass, and also biomaterials, nanocellulose, cellulose materials can be used for the this is called the bioproducts, means algal biomass. Also biosensor chips, this is called the can be produced from nanocellulose. This nanocellulose can be produced from this algae, macroalgae and microalgae. So this is the most important topic nowadays. So publication on biofuels, biodiesel, bioethanols, or some publications you can see here. So this is the our publications here. So thank you very much for watching, listening, and subscribing our channel. So you all are requested again to be subscribed our channel to get new information, innovative research data for the student, academician, researcher, and those who are interested in getting new information in this regard related to biotechnology, industrial biotechnology, land biotechnology, and environmental biotechnology. Thank you again.